on? Right, yes. Hello, this is Professor Remus Lupin, and due to the current circumstances, we are continuing our semester virtually. So, let me begin. Today's lesson is about recognizing the effects of a love spell. So, you might think that a love spell is not a particularly dark art, but truly, a witch or wizard under a love spell is one of the most dangerous people that you will ever meet. So someone under a love spell might be distracted. They might have... Good morning, class.
Hi, guys.
This is Professor Remus Lupin, and this is my lovely wife, Nymphadora
Hey.
Tonks. She likes to be called Dora. So, I would like to speak with you today about her abilities. She's what you would call a metamorph magus, and that is a witch or wizard born with the ability to change their appearance. Now, anamorph magi can be very difficult to spot, and so they've caused problems for Auras for many, many years. Thankfully,
see if you can spot this one.
Thankfully, it is a rare disorder. I'm sorry. It is a rare gift
Thank you.
given to witches or wizards when they're born, and so you cannot learn how to do it.
So Remus was really sick last night, and I told him I would do this. I don't really have anything planned for you, but I guess, you know, I'm an aura, so I'll just tell you about what I do. So something that I do is I investigate dark wizards, specifically Death Eaters, who are followers of He Who Must Not Be Named. The Ministry officially estimates that about 3% of adult wizards are Death Eaters, but we estimate it's more in the range of 6 to 7%. So one thing you'll notice, the hallmark of all Death Eaters, is they have a tattoo, and it's on their forearm, and it'll be a skull, and it'll be like an interlocked snake. So it'll be about from here to here. So one thing you'll see is if you see a wizard and they do not ever roll up the sleeves, that is suspicious of a Death Eater, and you may, with caution, try to find a way to get them to roll up the sleeves, whether they know about it or not, just to make sure that they're not a Death Eater.
Professor Lupin back again. So, I'm sorry about my sudden severe illness, but I'm back now, and where were we? Oh, yes. Hinky punks. So hinky punks are very dangerous creatures, although they might not look it. They look sort of wispy, spindly little things. They like to hang out in swamps and marshes, but they will kill you. What they're doing is trying to confuse and drown you, because their goal is to eat you. So if you ever run into a hinky punk, just know that they look like a bit of a whiff of smoke or a ghost or something like that in a swamp. And they carry those, what do they call those? Oh, lanterns. I can't do this today. What I've got right here is a boggart. This is a creature that lives in dark places and takes the form of your worst fear. So today, I'm going to be demonstrating Ridiculous, which is the boggart banishing charm. So when I open this chest, it will turn into my worst fear. Oh.
Remus, honey, I'll do it. Oh my god.
What is it?
Simon and Garfunkel.
Hello class, this is Professor Remus Lupin, and today's lesson is on animagi. An animagus is a witch or wizard that has gained the ability to turn into an animal. Now while that might not seem terribly dark on the surface, it is a complicated bit of magic. So usually animagi are required to register with the Ministry of Magic or their local magic authority, but some go unregistered. And those animagi can be particularly dangerous. Now, the animagus you would think might turn into just a simple creature, but also there have been animagi throughout history that have turned into magical creatures, as evidenced by the popular song Pop Goes the Kneazle, in which the Kneazle at the end poofs back into a wizard. Professor Lupin here with your final exam instructions. Sometime in the next week, you'll be receiving a box via the Muggle delivery service, Amazon. That box will contain a magical creature. Your job is to get that magical creature out of the box and then safely back into the box and shipped back to me.
And one of you lucky winners will receive a Hungarian horntail!
There are no dragons.
There are Cornish pixies though.
There might be Cornish pixies. Hello students, and welcome to another magical year at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. As you can see, we are postponing in-person classes until it's safe for you to return to the castle. So I'll be delivering my messages online for a while, and I'm also going to be helping out a few other professors who are having trouble understanding this Muggle technology. I'm going to be teaching their first classes of the semester, and hopefully they can get the hang of it soon. Now, I want to tell you about the curriculum for this year in Defense Against the Dark Arts. We're going to be covering a very serious subject, and that is the unforgivable curses. Next week we'll be starting with the Cruciatus Curse, so please prepare yourself for a very grim class. Hello class. So because Professor Trelawney is still going on and on about her soul being stolen by a webcam, I have the displeasure of teaching you divination today. Divination, as you know, is not really an exact science, nor is it honestly magic at all, but we're going to learn about reading tea leaves. So, you look in the cup, yes, some tea leaves there, not really much going on, right? Well, what does your imagination say? Oh dear, I got the grim again. Maybe that's a wolf. Good morning class. So today I am taking over for Professor Binns. Now you know he's a ghost, but he's not much of a ghost in the machine, so I'm going to be teaching History of Magic today. And we're going to be learning about Newt Scamander. Now Newt Scamander was instrumental in the rise and fall of Grindelwald, but he was also going around the world to catalogue all of the magical creatures that exist in our...
And he was a Hufflepuff! Puff Pride!
Now class, I am Remus J. Lupin, your Defense Against the Dark Arts professor, and I want you to get ready for a very grim class today. We are going to be covering the unforgivable curses. Now these are 3 curses that Death Eaters might use against you at some point in your lives. And we need to talk about them because if they are used, that is an automatic life sentence in Azkaban. So, the first of these 3 that we're going to speak about is the Cruciatus Curse. Now, it might sound like it's not all that bad because it won't kill you, but it causes you the most severe pain that you can possibly imagine. And it's very important that you do not let this spell be done upon you. So, first I want to teach you how to do a blocking spell for the Cruciatus Curse. Professor Lupin here, and today's lesson is tying your school tie. So first, what you want to do is loop it around your shoulders, and you want the smaller side over here, just above your belt. So then you'll take the wider side, cross it over, just like this, and bring it around the back. And then you'll take this, and you'll loop it through what you've just made, right? You can pull it a little tight, and then you'll take this end that you still have in your hand, and cross it over one more time, wrap it all the way around, and then bring it back up through the top. So once you've brought it back up through the top, you've got a loop right here that you can stick your finger into, and you want to take the tie, push it down through, and there you go. Professor Lupin here, and now that the other professors have figured out how to use Zoom, we are back to our regular Defense Against the Dark Arts classes. And today's lesson, the 5 signs of a werewolf. So these are signs that you can tell a werewolf apart from a regular wolf. Now the first sign is that a werewolf will have a shorter snout than a regular wolf. And that may be difficult to determine, but there are other signs. The second is that a werewolf's eyes, if you look closely, will look rather human, not wolfish at all. And the third sign is a werewolf will have a tufted tail. And the fourth sign is that a werewolf hunts almost exclusively for humans. Now, regular wolves don't usually go after human prey. So the 5th sign of a werewolf...
They have had the same tie since 1978.
Mind you, Dora, I bought this in 1980.
Hello class, it's your Professor Sirius Black, and I'm here to teach you Defense Against the Dark Arts. So first, a bit of class maintenance. Whoever put the frog in the mail and sent it to me, you're going into detention. Virtual detention maybe, but detention nonetheless. Right. So let's get on the business. Today's lesson is about a place called Azkaban. Now you may be wondering, what does this have to do with DADA? Well, the truth is that if you practice magic improperly, if you perform dark magic, you could very well end up in Azkaban. So Azkaban was founded about 400 years ago, and the guards in Azkaban are called Dementors, and they are essentially these beings that suck the souls out of the wizards who are imprisoned there. And it is, from what I've heard, a very unpleasant experience. Now, people who go to Azkaban can go for a variety of offenses, for a variety of things.
Like one of your best friends framing you for murder. This is Professor Lupin with another Defense Against the Dark Arts class. So today's lesson is on the history of the First Wizarding War, against you-know-who. So, many of you, like Dora here, for you it's ancient history. But for me, I was at Hogwarts during the height of the Wizarding War. And let me tell you, it was very difficult to be a student at Hogwarts at that time. So, the hardest thing was not knowing what was happening at home. So you felt safe at Hogwarts with Dumbledore there. But you would wait for your weekly owl from your parents telling you what was going on. Oh, I have to go.
Hello, class. Welcome to Defense Against the Dark Arts. Now, you may be wondering why I'm teaching you. I am on the run. You see, some powers that be asked me to help out today because your teacher is under the weather. So, I am definitely still on the run. I am definitely being paged in from someone else. I am not at Remus Lupin's house at all. But anyway, I wanted to teach you today about Fidelis Charms. So Fidelis Charms are protective charm that essentially you and one other person put this charm over you, and anyone else does not know where a person, place, or thing is. Now, it can apply, like I said, to a person, place, or thing, and essentially, besides you and the secret keeper, no one else would be able to understand where it is. So if you had a house, for instance, and it was under the Fidelis Charm, you could walk... Gotta go.
Professor Lupin here with the second year's dueling class, and this is my dueling partner who's going to be helping teach defensive spells, Dora. So, first, let us take the traditional 10 steps. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you is a simple disarming charm. So, this is done with your wand like this to start, and then you'll swoosh it down and say, X. Dora, I didn't even finish the charm.
I think I dropped it, I'm sorry.
So class, after 3 terms we are finally ending our virtual Defense Against the Dark Arts lessons. But I'm very excited to see you back with Tonks and Teddy next term at Hogwarts School.
But darling, I'm not a professor. I'm an Auror. I won't be there all the time.
I thought you might like to come in as, an expert sometimes.
You know how to butter me up, don't you?
I do. Well, I'm very excited for you to meet my wife finally in person, and we are signing off from virtual Hogwarts. See you soon at real Hogwarts.